Morning students, in your civics book we will start today unit 2. In the unit 2 we will read about the state government. It include two chapters. First of all we will see what is the role of the state government. Our constitution provides for three lists which divide the subjects for legislation between the center and the states. These lists are the union list, the state list and the concurrent list. First, the union list. What includes the union list? The list includes matters of national importance. There are altogether 99 subjects in the union list. The second is the state list. The state list includes those subjects on which the state government alone can make laws. They include subjects that are of importance to the state, such as law and order, police, public health and sanitation, education, land reforms, irrigation and so on. And the third list is the concurrent list. This list includes those subjects on which both the center and state can make the laws. Thus, the state government can make laws on the subject mentioned in the state list and the concurrent list. In the chapter 2, we shall try to learn about the functioning of the state government through its involvement in public health. This will give a sufficient idea about how the state governments deal with other subjects that are of importance of the state. Then first of all we will read about the role of the government in health in chapter 2. We will see what is health. What is health? In simple words, health means our ability to remain free from illness and injuries. But health is not only concerned with disease, some other factors also affect our physical and mental well-being. These factors include sanitation, clean drinking water, pollution-free environment, sufficient and nutritious food, proper shelter, a life without mental strain. All these aspects are a part of our health. Our next topic is healthcare in India. Then we will see in this what is the condition of healthcare in our India. The state government is responsible for planning, implementing and monitoring schemes to improve public health. It sets up health centers, hospitals, laboratories for testing, ambulance services, blood banks, etc. In order to run such healthcare facilities, health workers, nurses, doctors and other health professionals are also employed. These people advise, diagnose and treat illness. We also need medicines and medical equipments for treating patients. Our state governments arrange them. In India, the government's effort to improve public health have been focused in the 5-year plans on coordinate planning between the states and the center and on sponsoring various health programs. The government expenditure on health is jointly shared by the central and the state government. In this table, we will see the positive and negative aspects of the healthcare in India. These are the positive aspects and these are the negative aspects. Then first of all we will talk about the positive aspects. India has the largest number of healthcare services in the world, consisting of 3 licensed medical practitioners per 10,000 of population. In the country's medical colleges, about 15,000 new graduate doctors and 5,000 postgraduate doctors are trained every year. Healthcare facilities have grown substantially over the years. Primary health centers, the cornerstone of rural healthcare system, have grown tremendously. The number of hospitals in India has grown continuously. Medical tourism and medical outsourcing are the 2 next big things to happen in India. A large number of tourists come for treatment in country's primary hospital. Some of these hospitals are regarded among the best in the world. India is the 4th largest producer of medicine in the world. India is also a large exporter of medicines. Then these are the positive aspects of healthcare in our India. And now we will talk about the negative aspects. What are the negative aspects of healthcare? Though there are rural medical practitioners in almost all major villages, but they cannot treat serious cases. The people of villages have to travel long distance to see a doctor. Most of the doctors settle in urban areas to make a better living themselves. The number of licensed medical practitioners vary from place to place and state to state. In 2006, about 16 infants died per 1,000 of live births. The number of deaths on account of tuberculosis has stood stationary since independence at 5 lakhs per annum. 20 lakh cases of malaria are reported every year. This figure has not changed much. Simply, curable diseases like diarrhea, dysentery, acute respiratory infections, and asthma also take their toll due to weak public health system and lack of awareness. Around 0.6 million children die each year from an ordinary illness like diarrhea. Itself can largely be prevented by universal provision of a safe drinking water and sanitary conditions. The Indian Constitution empowers the states with raising of the level of nutrition and the standard of living of its people and the improvement of public health. Yet half of Indian children do not get adequate food, so they are malnourished or undernourished. Okay, then we have seen about the positive and negative aspects of healthcare in our India in these two pages. Now read the chapter carefully up to where we have seen. Read the story on the both pages. In our next video, we will see about the public and private healthcare services.